Hello, it's me, Alicia. Here's another episode. I have been dying to yap about things, and the problem with me is that I will have this annoying urge to just talk about something on here and then I'll forget what it is immediately. And then so I feel like everyone is missing out when that happens, and I don't want that to be a thing anymore. So I've been doing this thing called digital gardening, and it's been so helpful because whenever I come across a resource that I really enjoy, like a YouTube video, a podcast episode, a reel, or an article, literally anything, a Substack essay, I've been putting it in my digital garden and keeping track of everything, taking notes on the things that I discover and that excite me and I want to learn more about. And it's been so fun. I feel like it's definitely changed my experience of the internet, being on my laptop. Because it's not just a bunch of brain rot and shit, because I really don't want to lose my my brain skills or my critical thinking skills either. So I'm really trying to avoid that, because I really just want to keep nurturing my mind so that I can continue to grow and learn and actually make real progress in my life and be able to share it with other people in case I'm low-key their their spirit guide in a way. Someone listens to this and it's because the universe was nudging them to do that so that they could hear about something that I said and then apply it to their life. And then, because I swear to God, that happens to me all the time. I'll listen to something or I'll watch something and I'm like, this is exactly everything that I needed, and now my life is shifting because of it, and my thoughts, my day-to-day thoughts are impacted. So I want to be that to people too, even if it's just by sharing something that I discovered on the internet or something that made me think, or an essay, anything like that. I just really want to be a good, positive thing for people to tune into whenever they want or feel called to. So anyway, I wanted to share a couple things from my digital garden that I have been interested in. My digital garden is so cute, by the way. I use this app called Notion on my MacBook, and it's just been such a resource for me because I have my digital garden, and I have a weekly habit tracker. I'm not trying to sell this to you. It's free. I feel like I'm just sound like a salesperson, but I'm being dead ass. But yeah, I can do budget tracking, and they have a calendar on it, and it's just a program, and everything is just in one place. And I also, in my digital garden, and I'll put in the description if anyone else is interested in this, the video that I watched that helped me learn how to use this program and that what it even was. And she has a template that you can use, and that's the one that I use, and you just kind of personalize it, make it work for you. But so I use it as keeping track of whatever I find on the internet. There's a little database section, and then I also decided to turn it into a digital journal as well. And so that's where I, have certain pages that are dedicated to specific things that, I want to keep journaling about and tracking or whatever. And so far I have Becoming Her, which is this is something I'm going to talk about today, actually, is becoming your truest, who you want to be. And so, yeah, I'm just tracking my progress with that. And then I have just a page for Venus Aphrodite, just because I've been learning about her and I was feeling very called to make her a little altar, so I did that. But soon I'm gonna look more into Lilith, because I've done a bit of research, but I'm excited to learn more. Anyway, I have a journal for glamour magic, and then I have a journal for, it's called Apothecary, and this one is for oils that I'm gonna start making, which I'm very excited about. I was able to order a few different types of oils that I'm gonna be using, and then a handful of essential oils that I'm gonna play around with. I also have some dried herbs and I don't know, cute little things. And I got the little rollerball thing, so I'm just gonna kind of play with it and experiment and see what I can come up with. But in this little digital journal, it's talking about, I don't know, I'm doing research, so I'm like tracking everything I'm learning, and then I have a few specific recipes I want to try and ideas for like branding and stuff like that, because I decided to make an Etsy for the first time. And I guess I can't say for the first time, because like I had one like 10 years ago before I started making resin art, and I sold like, I don't know, just little wire wrapped crystal necklaces, and I used to make some body butter and like other cute little things. I can't remember everything that I made, but like I'd made some skincare stuff, just like very basic, but people in my like personal life were very supportive of it, and it was just really sweet. And then, I had a handful of people online who, bought from me, but that was the first time I had an Etsy. But since I stopped doing that, and then I started, to grow my business, I had my own website, but I wasn't able to renew it, and so it's just been kind of down. And I feel like I don't know, while I love having a website, I just feel like until I'm able to fit it into my budget and still like have enough money for like all of the other things that I need, I think Etsy is probably the best choice. But also it's like I'm not too bummed about not having my website up right now, because I feel like I'll definitely get it back up at some point. But since Etsy is a marketplace and people could find me through the marketplace, and Etsy is like a trusted place for makers and creatives to sell their work, people can favorite you and follow you or whatever, and it's just like, I don't know, it just seems like fun. So I'm working on the branding of all of that, and that has been very exciting and fun, because it's been a long time since I did anything very creative, like with my business or anything. And yeah, so I feel like this is kind of a fresh start, but in a different way, like in more of an intuitive way. It feels very like everything feels right that I'm doing, and I feel like ideas are coming so naturally to me that there's definitely a reason why I'm wanting to do this. And so I came across this video of this woman, and she just was so helpful. So the exact video that inspired me, I will put in the description so you guys can watch it and understand, like, damn. So this concept, if you are someone who feels very strongly that you are meant to be so much bigger than how than right now, like you feel like there's this version of you that is, who you're trying to become, like your highest version, the person you want the world to see you as and you want to embody fully. So if you're someone that, feels that within you, this is, I think going to be very helpful for you because that's how I feel too. I feel like oh my God, I have so much potential and I want to get there. And I want, I need to meet her and figure out who she is and start to embody her and consider her in all of my future decisions and habits, etc. So this exercise is a way to meet them, and it's called The Woman. Her name's Jacqueline. She calls it interviewing your future self. So what you would do is you choose a place. So like you kind of act like you're in an interview. You're going to interview your future self, and you pick a place. And this place is somewhere that you truly feel like, this is what I want to feel like all the time. This is the environment I want to be in all the time. That makes you feel very like in tune with yourself, or, it feels right for you. It resonates with you deeply. So pick a place and then carve out a sacred amount of time for you. So like, do it on a day that you're completely free and you have no other obligations. So this is to me, and I haven't done this yet, but I'm just sharing it because I think it's really important to share. But I'm very excited to, and I know that this is going to be like an all-day event for me. So anyway, make sure that you're not distracted. Your phone is off. You don't have anything to worry about. If you can, within reason. Bring a notebook and then 2 different colored pens. And so one pen is going to be your voice and the other one is going to be their voice. And you sort of visualize, like you have to channel them first, and that, I feel like that feels, and that this is why this feels like an all-day event for me, because it's just like, it feels like I have to be incredibly intentional about it so I can really meet her and like really bring her out. So me personally, I would, get up and have a morning like ritual that I'm going to do, like just wake up and start to live the way that she would live. So if that looks like me getting up early, having either a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a good, healthy, nourishing breakfast, and, burning some incense, being mindful, maybe dancing a little bit, like moving my body first, and then taking a very intentional, nice shower. That's very relaxing. Maybe I'll turn off the lights and light some candles too. Just whatever, however I feel like she would live or what she would like to do. And then I would, do my makeup and put on an outfit that I really feel like embodies her energy. So I would really try to channel her first, try to get her out and be like, okay, this is like who I want to be. And this also is something that I feel like it takes like some courage too, because I feel like we all want to be better and different than we are now. Well, who you are right now is obviously exactly who you're meant to be, and there's nothing wrong with you now, but it's just the before, like you before. So it's not wrong or less than or anything like that. You right now are just before you are your fullest, highest potential. And it's important that you are, because it's part of the journey and getting there. Anyway, yeah, so this is something that I feel like takes courage. So this is, you gotta hype yourself up, And for me, I feel like slowly over the last few years, I've like gradually become more confident and comfortable dressing a certain way and doing my makeup a certain way to like express my identity and how I want to, be perceived. And that has been glamour magic in itself before I even like started learning about what that really is. So that's interesting. Just noticed that. Anyway, I've slowly become more comfortable with that. So that part won't be hard for me, but it might be hard, for someone else. So just do what feels right, do what feels true and what feels comfortable. And I will say, if it feels just even a little uncomfortable, it doesn't have to be complete like opposite of what you are right now or anything, but like even if it's just a little uncomfortable, that's a good sign. That's a sign that this is it. So that will look different for everyone, and it's very exciting to think about. Everyone kind of like figuring out that part of themselves. Anyway, so once you get to this place and you have your notebook and your pens and you're distraction free and everything, you'll sort of like visualize them coming up to you and like sitting down in front of you. And you'll take note of what their hair looks like, what they're wearing, what they smell like, how they carry themselves, and the energy that they give off. And then you start asking them questions. So for me, personally, and these are some examples from the video too, but I might have thrown a couple of my own in there. So these are the questions that I would ask. What are you loving about your life right now? What do you wear and where do you get it? What do you never tolerate anymore? What did you do to become this version of you? How does your morning start? What skills did you hone? And what risks did you take? So those are like some questions you can ask, and you would channel their answer through you. And then it might be fun to do the opposite and have them ask you questions. So yeah, I feel like this is something that is so like, it would take a while, but it would be very, very, very worth it, and a very empowering, like exciting thing to do, because it's like you're learning more about yourself that you may not have learned before you ask these kind of questions. Because I feel like my biggest struggle is like, what would what would she do? What does her morning look like? These are things that like are one little change you can make that can really, snowball into this like profound, very different version of yourself. So that's what I'm looking for in this interview process with my higher self. And I'm very excited. And I feel like, so at first I was like, I'm going to do this like next week. But I feel like I didn't end up doing it yet because I'm figuring things out about myself that I needed to figure out before I sat down to do this. Because this is a very like, to me, feels like, such an important thing I can do for my growth. And there are already things that I have discovered that I want to incorporate into my life and embody. And I've just been learning about them very recently. So yeah, I feel like this is something you should really listen to your gut about. Like, plant the seed. That's pretty much what I've done, is planted the seed, and I'm mindful about it because I'm so excited about it. But I'm not rushing it either, because, I've realized that there are things that I have to experience and go through and learn about myself first before I'm ready to really do this. So as long as a seed is planted, you're mindful about it, and you're intentional about it, you listen to your gut, then this could be a really, really transformative thing, I feel like, and it's very, very exciting. So after you do this, you just start to keep them in mind and try to live by like their instructions, And there's something that I was thinking about recently too that had to do with this. When it comes to manifestation for me, I said, ask myself before whispering my desires to the universe, what would the version of myself that I am devoted to becoming want this too? Is this aligned with her desires? Will this help me become her? So if you just like, that's what planting the seed does. It like, I don't know, it's really like cool to think about, just how like impactful such small things feel sometimes. Like, you just don't think that watching one video or reading one Substack essay or having one conversation, you don't realize in the moment. Sometimes you might, because I feel like there is a certain feeling that I get. I get goosebumps sometimes, or like I get this really like intense like inner excitement about it. But sometimes I just can't tell. And it's really cool to think about how everything has happened in perfect alignment to bring you to a specific version of yourself. So, yeah, so I don't know if you guys think about that too, but it's pretty cool. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about something really fun or like exciting that happened to me. Just like sweet. Like a little, synchronicity. So right after I decided I wanted to become more devoted to Aphrodite and to learn about her and integrate her energy into my life, I decided one day on my lunch break I wanted to see if there's anywhere I could get a little Aphrodite statue or some oils to work with. And so I was looking around where I worked in Westerville to see if there's anywhere that might, or anyone, oh my gosh, any local shops that might carry something like that. And I only found one, and they're called Rocks with Sass. So I go in, and the girl working, super sweet and super lovely. And she asked me, if she could help me find anything. And I was like, yeah, I was just wondering if you have any Aphrodite statues or any oils or anything. And she said no, unfortunately, but she mentioned that she was an Aphrodite devotee. And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. So I started talking to her about it and asking her some questions. And then she ended up giving me this little apple-shaped piece of, I think it's fluorite. And it was just like a cute little apple, and it was a golden color. And it's like really perfect because Aphrodite was given a golden apple. And so that's associated with her. So I just thought that was a really cute little coincidence that I, ended up meeting someone so quickly and receiving a gift like that, that's such a specific thing and so like related to what I've been doing lately. So things like that are what make me feel supported and like aligned on my path. So love that. So there's definitely a reason why I felt called to go there. And so that was exciting and cute and fun. So yeah, I think that I've yapped enough, and I'm gonna go watch Dairy with my best friend Jordan and go to sleep after that and go to work tomorrow. So I hope that you guys have... Ooh, hold on. Sorry. I decided I'm going to share something at the end of every episode, like just something that, like, I don't know, I want to share. Which I guess that's what I've been doing this whole time. But just like anything that recently resonated with me, media or an essay or a quote or whatever. Oh my god. There's a song called Let's Go Swimming by Palace, and it's so fucking beautiful. So there you go. There's something. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'm excited to post this episode finally. I know it's been a while, and I'm not very consistent with it, but I'm doing my best. So, I love you. Thanks for listening. Eventually watching though, because I am planning on making YouTube videos at some point. But right now, these might just be voiceovers to like, I don't know, something cute. Maybe I'll make some cute little, because I want to post on YouTube more as well. It just sounds fun. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of me. I'll talk to you guys later, and stay cool and aligned. Okay, love you, bye.